What's up? I'm dragging ass today. I'm so tired. So tired. I've been tired all day. Got a stiff neck too, and it's getting worse because I went to the gym this morning. Even though my neck was a bit sore, I still went because, I'm a beast and we have to do that. Anyway, woo! What a shit show this election's turning out to be. Red wave. I call it red stain. I don't know. Let's just call it what it is. It's not looking like a red wave like everyone thought. Yeah, I mean, granted, we have some places that are doing okay, but right now the GOP has lost one seat. Democrats have gained one seat. This is in the Senate so far. There's some more seats available right now. It's 48 to 46. GOP is leading that, but we're likely not going to take the Senate seats because the ones that are still up in the air, Raphael Warnock is still leading. Well, he's now leading by a lot, 35,000 points, roughly 35,000 votes. In Arizona, Blake Masters is down by almost 100,000 votes. They haven't called those two races yet. They also haven't called Nevada. However, the GOP candidate there, Adam Laxett, is currently up around, 20,000 points or so. So that's kind of interesting. So if we take Nevada, we're looking at 49. Arizona hasn't been called yet either. But no matter what, the two top front runners there are both Republicans. That's for the Senate race. That's weird. They must not have primaries. So yeah, the two. So I guess we're gonna get that as well. So that would be 4950 if we get Nevada in there. So that would be 50, right? Yeah, that would be 50. And so if we pick up one of the other states, Georgia, I don't know, man. That's likely not going to happen. So that would put us at 50. And then so where are the other fucking states here? This isn't updated. Whatever. Who cares? In Pennsylvania, they even reelected some guy who is dead. What do you mean? I didn't hear that. Was that for House? I don't know. Someone said it looked more like a paper cut than a wave. Yeah, I know. It's crazy. Same states who had counting issues in 2020 strike again, said someone else. Yeah, but guys, there's not, unlike 2020, we don't have any widespread like issues like Antrim with the software going down. We don't have any of those issues. We have voter tabulation machines not tabulating correctly. There's some allegations right now. I guess the woman that was running for Secretary of State in Michigan, she's making some allegations on social media saying that they were recommending people, or they were registering voters at like 10:30 at night, which is a violation of Michigan's law. But she also made allegations that they were registering voters at the day of, which is not a violation of Michigan law. So it's back and forth, man. It's back and forth. 50 would get us because there are two independent seats. Yeah, but other parties have two seats. That's right. Yeah, so 50. Yeah, but the independents are Bernie Sanders, and I'm not sure who the other one is. Bernie Sanders is one of those independents. He votes Democrat. I don't know who the other independent is. So they're counted that way. But yeah. So that would be 48. So if they take Georgia and Arizona and we take Alaska and Nevada, we're in the same thing. It's 50-50. You know what I mean? It's the same thing as what we had now with Kamala Harris being the tiebreaker. So who knows? Because if we take Alaska, we take Nevada, and for some, they pull out something from their ass, and and Herschel Walker takes Georgia, we would have a majority there. The House is still up in the air as well, although it's looking better for us. We've gained 3 seats so far in the House. There's a bunch of races that are still up in the air, though. Right now, it's 203 to 176, our advantage. You need 218 to have majority in the House. We're likely going to have majority in the House. That's what I think. But then it's all going to be for nothing because Kevin McCarthy is likely going to be the Speaker of the House, and he's an ass. and he's going to ruin us. Do you know what I mean? Yeah, God, I don't want him to be the Speaker of the House because nothing's going to get done. What is this? Some of the other stuff. Like someone said, don't take this lying down. Go to your local legislators. Demand full cyber accounting. Listen, I'm not gonna. Here's one way you could tell. Like a lot of people are saying, how the fuck could Fetterman have won? It's because he was Dr. Oz was outspent. Why does Donald Trump still have $97,000 or $97 million cash at hand? That's the question. He does all these Save America rallies. Why wasn't every single last penny in all these Republican super PACs? Why weren't they spent on the candidates? Mastriano fucking disappeared the last 3 weeks of his campaign outside of doing it. Mastriano only collected. Shapiro raised $25 million in the month of October. $25 million. A lot of that from PACs and independent donors and all that. Mastriano raised less than $3 million. Less than $3 million in the same time period. How do you expect him to win? If the Save America PAC and Donald Trump's PAC, the MAGA Inc. PAC, and all these PACs out there, if they really are sitting on hundreds of millions of dollars, as that's being alleged now today, why wasn't that money invested in ad spend in these counties? Why wasn't it spent on promoting Mastriano? Why wasn't it? I don't know. There's just too many damn questions that I have. Doesn't make any freaking sense. You know what I mean? But I'm not gonna jump on this bandwagon and say, because we lost these key races. Yeah, there's some that are very close, but you got to look at the candidates too. I can't. The Fetterman one, we were outspent there. We were outspent. The Blake Masters kind of caught me off guard, and then the Herschel Walker. I wasn't caught off guard by Herschel Walker. Look at the negative reporting about all the abortion stuff and all this and the accusations of him beating his spouses and his own son coming out against him in recent days, even though his son has been, conservative for the most part. His own son coming out and speaking out against Herschel Walker and criticizing. Of course, that was going to be a close race. Everyone knew that. Everyone knew that. The House said they will vote for I don't even know how. Scalise. You wrote it wrong, I think. Someone else said Jim Jordan. Jim Jordan would be a great Speaker of the House. Steve Scalise as well. I mean, he's still a rhino, but Kevin McCarthy, I don't trust that guy at all. I don't trust the guy at all. Someone said, I wonder how all the pollsters were wrong again, because they were heavily leaning on this same talking points. They weren't asking the right questions. They were saying, oh, is inflation, one of the big issues? Yeah, of course, inflation. Inflation was a big issue for Democrats too, but when you have all these fringe right candidates that aren't getting the ad spend that they need to, and when I say fringe right, because that's who the media has portrayed it, the media even to this day is still, referring to people as election deniers. That's what they say. They'd be like Doug Mastriano, well, an election denier. And obviously they put a bad spin right away. The media, and that's not the job of the media. The media's job is to be, neutral. Someone said, so you're saying Fatter had won because money, not because stupid people voted for him? No, it's both, but it's money too. It's money too. Mike Lindell was watching them. Listen, Mike Lindell, I don't believe any of that stuff either. Guys, I'm not someone that's going to be like, okay, there's a huge amount of election F every single election. We already know that, okay? We already know that. But you can also tell from ad spending alone. Look at how much they've spent. Look at how much they were charging the Save America rally for ads, $440 or $404, something like that. That was the average spent for. That couldn't have been right. The average 30. Yeah, I don't remember where I saw. But they were, for example, they were charging the Democrats $110, charging Republicans for the same thing $440. And I'm probably forgetting. I think it was like $1,200 and $400, whatever. But it's crazy, man. It's crazy. Someone said, I also saw polls that abortion was also. Yeah, but that's an NBC News poll. That's a CNN poll. CNN was running with that. MSNBC was running with that, saying that abortion, 69% of the country thought that was a major issue. And maybe it was because that's the thing. When you got to look at it from a media perspective, the media, there was only one mainstream media outlet, Fox News, that was reporting anything with a right lean to it. Everything else was, you don't need to run ads against Republicans because mainstream media was doing it for you anyway. CNN, Fox, or MSNBC, even Fox News in some scenarios, they were running ads against. I mean, look at the whole Dr. Oz. The reason why Dr. Oz lost is because people saw. I know there were Republicans out there that didn't vote for him. People saw that he wasn't a conservative. It just pisses me off. But it is what it is, man. Someone said only youth thought abortion was critical. I don't know if enough people were talking about it, because that's the thing, is everybody freaks out. Someone said the market's having a real freak out. That's news to me. I didn't see that. The Dow is now down 440 points. Yeah. So yeah, Dow is freaking. I guess someone said crypto is as well. Oz wasn't a good candidate. Should have been Kathy Barnett. Someone else said, yeah, I agree. I think Kathy Barnett should have received the Republican nod, because Dr. Oz isn't, and I think Donald Trump hedges bets. Now, a lot of people are saying like this shows, that Donald Trump shouldn't run for office. You know who the only group that raised more than Donald Trump was in this whole? Ron DeSantis. Ron DeSantis raised $161 million, more than Save America, more than Donald Trump combined, and he wasn't holding all these crazy rallies. In fact, he didn't even attend the rallies for Donald Trump. I really don't know. I'm curious to see what Donald Trump is going to say, if he's going to release any statements. I heard he was on the news this morning, but I didn't listen, so I don't know what he was saying. Michael Gillette said, will I ever get back in the freight broker game? Nah, probably not. Maybe on a consulting basis, but no, not moving freight daily. No. Discord took my channel down. I make a new one today. So God rides. Huh. Why is everyone calling this a democracy? We live in a republic. They're saying it's an attack on democracy. You know what I mean? I don't know. Someone said Ron hasn't really been tested. CIA, DOJ, and FBI. DeSantis. Someone said DeSantis given money by Jed backers. Here's the thing, dude. I don't. I'll be honest. I got pissed off this morning when I was reading about how much money Mastriano took in. I got really fucking ripped, because I'm like, there's no way there. Trump is boasting about having $97 million in his campaign coffers right now that's available for him to go when he runs for office. Yet they didn't put money behind some of these, candidates that we needed, that America needed. Do you know what I mean? They threw money behind, JD Vance, and which I don't like JD Vance either. I don't like him either. Don't like Dr. Oz, and I don't like JD Vance. One, because how can you say 2 years ago you hate a person and then get all up on that dude's D? You know what I mean? And that's exactly what JD Vance did. And I don't know. I don't like this stuff, man. Is the diesel supply shortage real? Yes, and gas. The Northeast is the gas. The gas levels are the lowest they've been in 60 years in the Northeast, I think. Don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure. Donald Trump is going to make an announcement on the 15th, and that's where he's going to say, that he's running for office, and he's going to raise a bunch of money, and then DeSantis will face the pressure from the other, Republicans, and DeSantis will likely run, which will piss off some Florida voters, but they're going to understand. And he'll get into that race. And DeSantis, as long as he makes it through the primary, he'll beat Donald Trump in a primary. I guarantee it. DeSantis would mop the floor with Donald Trump in a Republican primary. And then there's nothing. No Democrat. Yeah, any Democrat contender that faces off with DeSantis. Because here's the thing. Donald Trump should not run for president. I'll be completely honest with you. He should not run for president. He's got too much baggage. They're going to keep going with the same shit, that he's an insurrectionist in chief. They're going to indict him. They're going to go through. They're going to, they're already investigating a super PAC for the contributions. They're going to just keep fucking, You know what I mean? And he shouldn't do it. If he really cares about America, he shouldn't do it because no one's going to be able to take him seriously. And I don't know, man. I don't know. That's just how I feel. Donald Trump should, like someone said, he should take a step back. He should take a step back. He fucked up, and to me, I lost that like will. Like if he gets a Republican nod, don't doubt that I'm still gonna vote for him. But in a primary, DeSantis versus Trump, straight up right now, I would choose DeSantis 100%. Because I don't like the fact that when I start doing a little bit of research, trying to figure out why this is going, crazy. Like the Herschel Walker thing, I understand because I don't know if in good conscience, I could vote for Herschel Walker myself. I just don't like, I've never once been accused of beating a woman, let alone 15 times. I've never once, well, the abortion thing, I mean, it's disgusting, but whatever. And then your own kids coming out and talking shit about you, your own spouse is coming out and talking shit about you, your own child saying that they lived in fear of you. I don't give a fuck how reformed you are. You're a horrible human being if that shit is true. So I couldn't bring myself to vote for him. But then Warnock is the same. His wife said that he tried to run her over with a car and all these other accusations back and forth. But, where do you go? Like, oh, God. Do you know what I mean? Like, so that race is kind of in its, shitstorm of itself. The Blake Masters, that one caught me off guard as well. I thought Blake Masters would be a shoo-in. I thought that would be a shoo-in. But Mark Kelly is apparently, he's leading by 90,000 points, give or take. It's like 89,100 and change is what he's leading right now. I thought Blake Masters had this just because of the sheer amount of money that was spent. And that, Save America campaign put what, $20 million in ad spend in the recent month? DeSantis says he will not run in 2024. He has not at once said he will not run in 2024. Linda, DeSantis has not. He didn't answer it in the debates that he had with Charlie Crist. He hasn't answered it with the press. He hasn't said shit about not running. The only one who said that they wouldn't run or be a running mate was Carrie Lake. Carrie Lake for governor there was the only one. And she's trailing behind. But there's a lot of weird shit going on in Arizona in terms of when I say weird, just shit. We are the most advanced country in the world. There should be no reason why we don't know who won the elections right now. There shouldn't be any reason. That's my opinion. You know what I mean? That's my opinion. Instead of giving $40 billion to Ukraine, why don't we spend that money on our elections? Securing and strengthening our election systems here. So there's no doubt that would make sense. I don't know, man. Monica said if Governor DeSantis runs for president in 2024, the corrupt Democrats are going to do the same thing to DeSantis as they did to Trump. Yeah, but they can't. Because they try to do it already. They try to find shit that they can pick apart with DeSantis. They can't right now. There's nothing. They can't criticize his response to hurricanes because he's fucking on top of it. They can't criticize his response to school and keeping schools open because look at the schools. Florida is not doing bad compared to all these other districts where kids are falling 2 years, 3 years behind. They can't, affect him on business because businesses are flocking to Florida. They can't affect him on crime because, crime rates in Florida are what they are, but they're getting better. He's recruiting police officers from other towns. What ammo do they have against DeSantis? Let's be honest. What ammo do they have against DeSantis if he was to announce a bid for election, which he wouldn't do right now anyway? But my personal belief is this country needs someone like DeSantis. I even think Glenn Youngkin would be great. And my guess is he'll throw his hat in the ring too. You're probably going to have a Liz Cheney-esque type of, rhino that tries to get in there and just, gets out real quick. Katie Hobbs is running the election, and she refused to sit it back, too, to recuse herself. That's in Arizona. She's running for governor against Carrie Lake, and she's the current Secretary of State. Katie Hobbs is. So that's caused a lot of questions too, because all these issues, again, the main issue so far that is coming out of Arizona, specifically Maricopa County, where they've had problems for years, the main issue that's coming out is the tabulators weren't reading the already completed ballots. That is the only issue. The ballots are still getting counted. Nobody is being turned away to vote. They were turned away from polling locations, told to go to other locations. That's why yesterday it was such a but you could argue that that's a deterrent, that was election, whatever, election interference, right? Because if there's long lines, are you just not going to go? You figure it's not worth it at that point if there's 2 or 3 or 4 hour lines. I don't know. Colleen said, Steve, they make things up. They lie about people. Don't forget Russia collusion. Yeah, but I think the reason why that was so successful with Donald Trump is because Donald Trump kind of feeds into it sometimes. He feeds into the criticism instead of because didn't they not release? Couldn't that the whole Russia thing? And maybe I'm wrong on this, but like with the phone call with the Ukraine wasn't it with Zelensky? Wasn't the audio not revealed from that, or not the audio, but the whatchamacallit, the transcripts? Did they not reveal those transcripts right away? And the whole Russia collusion hoax and all that stuff, obviously that was made up. We know that was made up now, but I don't know. I do understand that they make stuff up. That Democrats make stuff up, and Republicans do the same right back to Democrats. Someone said they did release a transcript. Yeah, but did they do it right away is my question. Christine, do you know if they released it right away? Because I don't know, Someone, Just the Facts Man, said Rick Grinnell reported on Newsmax that Arizona data not reported yet shows all Arizona will go red, 450,000 votes not reported yet, said to be mostly red. Yeah, I don't know. Jeff said, Steve, what's going on in Haiti with the United States Army going in there and dozens of people being killed? Haven't heard anything about that either. Imagine if every state had a clone like DeSantis, this country would be on top. I'm just so tired of the Democrats and all the chaos, someone else said. Yeah, I hear you. Someone else said Donald Trump is a moron. He does what he promises, but there's more BS with Trump. I don't think he's a moron. I think he has a different priority. I think he has a different priority. I'll be honest with you. I think Donald Trump's priority is Donald Trump. That's what I believe. And I'll be honest. I know the exact moment my opinion on Donald Trump changed. Many of you guys know this because you've been listening for a long time. But I firmly believe that I know the exact moment that my opinion on Donald Trump changed. It's when he was talking about, he went through the big story about the woman weightlifter and he's like, pushing up weight, blah, blah, blah. And then he said that he would ask, if he was in charge of a basketball team, he would ask LeBron James if he ever wanted to play basketball as a woman. And then he said, even though I don't really agree with it or something like that, but then he said, I really like to win. And I realized that's it. That's why he endorsed Dr. Oz. He endorsed Dr. Oz, a non-conservative, to run as a Republican, put the money behind him. Sean Hannity went on full simp mode at 9:00, trashing Kathy Barnett in an effort to spin it. And it won. Was this the plan that John Fetterman would get in? That's the only thing. How the fuck did Fetterman win? Was it they were outspending him, outraising him? We understand that. But my opinion on Donald Trump that day switched because I'm like, okay, this dude truly does care about winning. Someone said it's a joke, folks. I don't know what you're talking about. If you're talking about what I'm referring to, I know his statement that time was a joke. But I don't think, I just want to win. That statement was because that was right around the same time as the Dr. Oz endorsement. And I was trying to figure out why the fuck he's endorsing Dr. Oz. Wasn't there another candidate that was better than J.D. Vance too? I don't remember the name. But Donald Trump threw his endorsement behind J.D. Vance. That other candidate was essentially done. Patrick Meechan said, if nobody else has seen the fact that they bleeped on this I can't say it here, then you're full of it. I don't know where what examples does anybody have that there's been any sort of election, F involved so far? I haven't seen anything. The tabulation issues, that's not election F. Maybe the shit that's coming out of Michigan, if it is true, where they're registering voters at 10:30 at night, that would be election F. That would be it. But all the whole thing about, Donald Trump tweeted out yesterday that they're turning away voters in Detroit. It was not true. It was not true. Yeah, there were some duplicate ballots, or it read that there are duplicate ballots because it was throwing an error in their system. There were no duplicate ballots, and not a single person was turned away. And that came from poll watchers, both Republican and Democrat, that were saying nobody was turned away. And in fact, it delayed it maybe 20 minutes, and the whole thing was fixed by 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Donald Trump tweeted that after the whole thing was already fixed. I agree with what someone said. People are willing to forego what's best for America because of their hatred for Donald Trump. I agree. And I think that is true. I know people that literally voted against Donald Trump and his interest and people he endorsed simply because they do not like Donald Trump. Hold on, I'm just checking. Is Trump back on Twitter? I have no idea. Julie said, Steve, did you get my email? I have no idea. I'll be honest, I haven't done shit today. I'm like super fucking tired. I clearly didn't get enough sleep. Finally fell asleep around 2 o'clock yesterday morning. Woke up at 6 to start my day because I had a meeting at 9:30. So I wanted to have coffee, blah, 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 blasey, blah. I had a meeting at 9:30. I was early, so I went to the gym and worked out, then went to the meeting. They weren't done. The meeting, it wasn't really a meeting. It's the contractors at the store. They ripped up the floor, and then by 9:30, they're like, come in here so we could, map out where we're going to put the sinks and shit. And I get in there and they realize they have other issues because they have to go through 2 walls in the basement crawl space. And they're not like concrete walls where you could just drill a hole. No, it's stone because the building is so old. So after I finish this live stream, I'm going there, and then I'm driving back there 30 miles south, going to check it out. Then I'm driving home, and at which time I'm going to try to find something to eat, and then I'm calling it a day because I'm fucking tired. I'm just dragging ass all day today, like bad, and I'm just going to lay down and go to bed. But I have a stiff neck too, so it sucks. Someone said, what is the House and Senate looking like right now? So the Senate race right now is 48 to 46. You guys want to see this on your screen so you can see? 48 to 46. Georgia still up in the air, but someone just said that's going to runoff. I haven't heard if that is true. Arizona hasn't been called yet for Senate, but we're going to lose it. Likely he's trailing by 89,900 points or votes. We are likely going to take Nevada, but votes are still coming in. So this gap could change. Alaska, that's going to be one of our senators. Now the race is between 2 Republicans to see who is going to take it. So that's essentially where we are right now. If we take Alaska and we take Nevada, we're back up to 50. If we take Georgia too, then we have the majority in the Senate. That's great. For the House right now, we're sitting at 203 to 196. There's a bunch of seats, that are available. I'm not going to go through them because I don't want to, and it's going to take too long. So I don't want to do it. But they're still counting a lot of votes in certain places. Like they haven't fully counted the seats in Nevada yet. They haven't fully counted all the seats in California, or at least they haven't awarded. Same with Arizona. They haven't figured out all these states yet. But there's been, like, Dr. Oz already bowed from Pennsylvania. Granted, they gave everything to Dr. Oz yesterday anyway. Fuckers. Yeah, but I mean, he already bailed out, and conceded. I would have waited. I wouldn't have conceded that quick. And he did it early this morning, too, from what I understand, or yesterday. He did it early. If someone said our elections are ridiculous, there's no reason we even still count ballots. Yeah. Well, because the reason why CNN is showing 49 is because of Alaska. Alaska, the two front runners, and are Republicans. Because it's not like one Republican versus one Democrat in Alaska. I don't know why. They're not doing it that way. There's no primaries. So you got Kelly Tishabaka and Lisa Murawski that are both running. Murawski, however you say her name, I think she's in the incumbent. And so no matter what, it's going to be a Republican seat because they have collectively between the two of them, 86% of the vote cast. So one of them is getting it. Look at the votes, though. Just to be elected a senator in Alaska, you only need to have, 95,000 votes in order to win, which is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? So that's why they're counting this as GOP, because no matter what, it's going to be. Nevada is close. And if we get that as well, then you're talking, and then it's really up to whether there's big vote dumps. And there could be. We could get, a lot of the absentee ballots. I think they were saying, Carrie Lake, which she's going for governor there, she's getting big numbers in all these drops. They're saying up to 75% of the mail-in ballots so far are reflecting Carrie Lake. And that's why she's made such huge strides in those numbers. Now, if that correlates with the Senate race too, which I mean, that's quite a difference to make up there with 66% of the vote recorded. Could happen, though. You never know. I mean, we could take fucking Arizona. Blake could get a huge, 100,000 vote dump. And then, same thing if that happens over here with Walker as well. We get those. That puts us at, so 49, 50, 51. Boom. Then we have majority in the Senate. Oh, and then you include Nevada too? 52. We'd have a majority in the Senate. We're likely not going to get that. We're likely going to get definitely Alaska. Nevada, I think we'll get. And if we get this during a runoff, because here's the thing, the independent in this race between Warnock and Walker, the independent there took 76,000 votes. The Libertarian Party took 76,000 votes. Now, if you have a runoff election between Warnock and Herschel Walker, those independents likely, or those libertarians likely, are going to vote for Walker, right? But we haven't seen. If you think the campaigns and ads and shit were bad, wait till a runoff election between those two states and how much money is going to be there. Was the Ron Johnson one called? Yeah, at least by the Associated Press, it was called. Someone said, Steve, what are the odds you think Republicans would move to make Trump Speaker of the House? 0. He's not going to be Speaker of the House. I mean, there's been some incumbent Republicans that are already turning against him because they realized, okay, maybe his political prowess, his political power is not as much as he thought. Shit, everyone was saying there was going to be a red tsunami, right? Everyone was saying that. Dr. Oz was going to take it. Holshell was going to lose in New York, that it was just going to be universal. And in fact, that didn't happen. And you got to look at the spending. And why the fuck does he have any money left? Why does the Save America, rally? They've been rallying for 2 years. Think about all the emails that you get every single fucking day. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Maricopa, someone said, how is Maricopa such a disaster, especially after all the scandal and heat from the 2020 election? Because I think it's been happening for a long time. It's been happening before. I think it happened in the 2026 or 2016 election as well. I think it's been all over the place. Someone said, I think it would be entertaining with him as speaker. No. Yeah, you don't need to be a congressman to be a speaker of the House. So it's just literally that is the truth, but there's never been a non-congressman speaker of the House from what I understand. Don't quote me on that. But you don't need to be a congressman. Stacy said, Kevin McCarthy, he's already talking like they will gloss over impeachment talk and investigations of Hunter Biden. Yeah, I haven't heard. They're going to move forth with this commitment to America, which is going to do absolutely nothing. That's it. They're not going to answer, or they're not going to push forth climate change shit and all that stuff. And the only thing is this would force them to have to work with Republicans, which would be interesting a little bit because no bills will pass the House. otherwise, except unless they're sending money to Ukraine. And then, these Republicans are going to do it just as much. Why would he want to be Speaker of the House? He wants presidency. Yeah, I know. I would love to see Jim Jordan as well as Speaker of the House. I don't know if we're going to see it. I'll be honest. Someone said, I never expected a red wave. I always looked at this election as a squeaker. Our country is too divided. Yeah. Yeah. But, yeah. I don't know, man. I guarantee there's just going to be a lot of shit that we disagree with that happens in the next 2 years. Final polls say Herschel has won. I don't know what the fuck you're talking about there. Raphael Warnock still has the lead. Plus, you wrote one as O-N-E. So I'm not sure what you're saying. Trump has made bad choices in 2018, 2020, and now 2022. He's becoming toxic. Plus, he is very old. Needs some young blood. I do think he's toxic, yeah. But I don't think that's a bad thing. Chilled asked, did I have to show ID? I did. And they even questioned me because my ID does not have my current address on it. So they even questioned me about it. And I was fine with that. But I said, you have a fucking book in front of you. Look at my name, fucker. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Miami flipped from blue to red. That's awesome for Florida. Yeah. Abrams is out, but she was never in either. She was just running for it. You know what I mean? So I don't know. I mean, what do you guys think? What are your outlooks on America now with the midterms being completed? Sort of. I mean, wait, let's just say that we take Nevada and Alaska. We have 50. They take the rest. They still have majority. That's what a lot of people are forecasting. If there is a runoff in Georgia, I believe that we could take it with a runoff between Walker and Warnock. Although I'm glad I'm not a fucking voter there because I would have to vote for someone I don't like, which would be Walker, just as a person. I'm not a big fan, but those are opinions are like assholes and everybody's got one. Let's go in Virginia real quick and look at the House again. 6th district, Ben Klein. Look at that. 171,000 votes. 171,000 votes for a fucking rhino Republican that sent $40 billion to Ukraine. Pisses me off. He's up for re-election in 2024. So is everybody else. Let's see how that works for him. How long have I been live? This is going to be a quick show because I'm tired. Holy shit, 40 minutes already. But yeah, so that's essentially it. I'm going to go right now and try to drop these TVs off, the 4 that we're shipping out today. Drop those off at UPS on the way out of here and buy another Red Bull to try to fucking get through this day. I am tired as fuck. I've said that like 6 times, but last night really beat the shit out of me. I'm not quite sure why, but I didn't get enough sleep and I am like dragging ass like crazy today. But yeah, so I'm going to go. I'm not going to have a show today. Tonight. I am not going to have a show tomorrow morning. My son has surgery at 8:30 in the morning and I don't want to go. Maybe that's what my problem is. I have anxiety over it. I think I had a nightmare that bad shit happened and now I literally want to like tell my wife we're not allowing him to get surgery. I don't know. Oh, and they denied it. So now we have to pay $6,000 for the anesthesiology, even though our initial quote's at $1,700. Don't ask because the health insurance isn't covering it, apparently, because they say it's dental, so it's not essential, even though the doctor says it's essential. But, yeah. So, yeah, he's got to have surgery at 8:30 in the morning. Can't go in with him, which is fucking stupid. You would think that I would be able to go in with him until they put him under, but I'm not allowed to. So, which doesn't make any sense. And that you have to look at a monitor. Plus, they put him in a recovery room for an hour while he's waking up. And that whole time, I see them move him into recovery on this monitor, apparently, but I don't get to go see him until they move into the second stage of the recovery. So I'm gonna end up having to sit there for they say the surgery is gonna take about an hour in recovery. I'm gonna have to sit there for 2 hours wearing a fucking mask. I should just tell my wife to call out and go tell her to do it. I really should. No, he's having a shit ton of dental work, all at once. So he's having the whole top. He's getting cavities and shit, the bottom side. It's because he likes fruits. He likes fruit. And so here's a news flash. Like if you have kids and they really, really love like grapes and apples and oranges and shit, they got to brush their teeth, especially if they have, bad teeth like me. They got to brush their teeth after having it each time. Like juice, if they like juice, even though you give it to them because you think it's healthier, it's not. That shit destroys your fucking teeth. And that's why this little 7-year-old, why we're spending thousands and thousands of dollars on his fucking baby teeth, which he's going to lose. But I'm someone that's had really bad dental pain. I don't want him to experience that at all. So Kimber said, tell Dennis to reword how he writes out the claim. I'm already going to do it. I already talked to the hospital. Like, I don't have to pay the hospital up front because I already told them what I'm doing. The doctor is going to put it in writing, and then I'm going to go after Anthem Blue Cross Blue Shield, and we're going to resubmit it again with the doctor's thing. And if they deny it at that point, then I'll file a lawsuit because it is medical necessity. You can't have a doctor that says it's medical necessity and some insurance adjuster that says no. Can't do it. Doesn't work. Someone said always water it down. Yeah. With the juice, yeah. Someone said, wow, if they are not abscesses, why do they have to do it? Because they don't know when he's going to lose a teeth. You can't leave a bad tooth in with a cavity for 2 years. You know what I mean? Because then it could abscess just like his last one. That was the problem. He did fine with the dentist. His tooth abscessed out, but it wasn't a regular abscess where it has a lot of pain. Instead, the infection leaked out into his cheek. So his cheek swelled up like crazy. It looked like he had a soccer ball there. And so swelling went down enough. So they pulled out his tooth, but he felt it a little bit and he freaked out and they had to hold him down when they ripped out his tooth. And now he won't go to the dentist. So now I have to sit there and I don't know. I may seriously ask my wife to call out tomorrow because it even says bring 2 parents if you're dealing with kids because one parent needs to deal with the kid while you're driving the kid home. And I'm like, wait, how am I supposed to fucking do this? Because in all reality, I could go drop her off there, come here and work or something and not freak out like I'm going to be freaking out for fucking 2 hours. I don't want to deal with this shit at all. I don't know. But yeah, that's your update on this election stuff. I have no idea what's going to transpire in terms of the House. I think we will take the House. I think the Senate is going to stay a tie at 50-50 unless this is a runoff. I think we would take a runoff with the current polling, but who knows what other dirty shit will come out about Warnock. I mean, there's just some things. How do you look beyond so many things? Yeah, you got the abortion shit, which is just whatever it is. But then you also have his own kids saying he abused them, like, beat them up and shit. I don't know, man. I don't know. Trump is done, said Rogbet. Time for him to hand over the baton to Rob DeSantis. Yeah, I don't know. Someone said they're going to let you in, Steve. Once your kid's crying, they will let you in with a gown covering. Yeah, I don't want to even hear him cry. I'm like a protective fucker. And the last time I was in an operating room, second to last time, because which was with my wife when she was like freaking out. My other son was dying. And yeah, I don't like hospitals that much. You know what I mean? So I think he'll be fine though. He's a good, strong kid and he's healthy as fuck. So besides asthma, and they're like, oh, make sure you bring the rescue inhaler. I'm like, what are you going to do if he's fucking knocked out? You're not going to give him an inhaler. He's not going to use it. So anyway, so that's it. I will like I said, tomorrow morning I'm not going to be doing a show because he's got the surgery. Depending on how the day goes, I may not be able to do a night show either. Um, Friday I'll be in here. I'll definitely be doing a night show. Friday I have to be in here because I got to get all these coffee orders out. And yeah, Friday I think I'll be doing a TV giveaway specifically for people who buy coffee from gratiscafe.com. And matter of fact, that's open now. So if you want to win a potential TV on Friday, you go over to gratiscafe.com and buy a bag of coffee, whole bean and ground, 9 different roasts. It's amazing. Check it out. I'm going to go down to my store and see how they're going on the remodel. Maybe I'll take a picture or something. And then, yeah. And then I'm going to bed because I'm so tired. So tired. Like I'm dragging ass. Like, you know what? You know, when you get to the point, and maybe it's only because I'm an aggressive person, but if any of you guys are aggressive, you know, when you get to that point where like anyone could say anything to you and you're going to like flip out, right? Because you're tired, but you're also like just pissed in general. That's where I am right now. It's pretty bad. Pretty bad. Claire said, what happened to Adam? I don't know what happened to you. Nothing happened to Adam. Adam is doing his own thing. He started a new company. He's doing well, you know? So that's what happened to Adam. Still talk to him all the time. He is one of my friends. So I talk to him a lot. Matter of fact, talked to him this week. He was supposed to come and do a show last night, or he was thinking about it. He didn't ever let me know. So he had no commitment to do the show last night, but I was hoping he would. All right, guys, I will see you guys probably Friday. All right, we'll see you then. Bye.